don't actually believe in the flood, huh?
Yes, sir, I do. I believe in the flood.
On what basis?
Polystrata fossils, hydrologic sorting, dinosaur bone beds, soft tissue, and DNA found in dinosaur bones.
Can I ask you a question in earnest?
You just going to ignore everything that I said? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, why is that not taught? Why is that not?
It is taught. How do you think I know it? It is. How do you think I know it?
Wait, that's not what I'm asking you. Like,
it's exactly what you asked me.
Why is it not taught in schools that there was, 3 stories worth of water that completely covered the earth?
I don't know. Does that make it true or not if your school teaches it? That you guys have such weird standards.
No, I'm asking you why it's not taught.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess the public school system wants to move away from a religious viewpoint, so then they try to explain things outside of a religious context. But you can't if it is a religious context. You can't explain a creation without the creator. But that wouldn't matter to either one of us. It's just a sidebar debate that has nothing to do with the topic.
Sure. No, I've never heard anybody actually die on the hill that the flood was real. I mean, it's crazy to think that he kept like 5,000 species of termites on a wooden boat for a year or however long it was. I mean, that just doesn't make much sense.
It don't make much sense because you hadn't read the book and you think that termites was on the boat. So that's the part that don't make sense.
Well,
when you read the book, but insects live just fine on floating debris mats that literally would have been the size of states. Insects would live just fine outside the ark.
Okay, then what did he feed all of the carnivores on the boat?
You see, again, you haven't read the Bible. The Bible says that before the flood, the animals were herbivores, not carnivores.
All animals were herbivores?
That's what it says.
So he had untold tons of vegetation on the ark to feed everything?
Yep. There you go.
Oh, man.
I mean, that kind of goes without saying, right? If you're going to take a bunch of vegetarian animals on an ark, wouldn't you gather some grass and herbs and stuff like that?
I mean, I guess all things are possible through God, right? But that just seems impossible.
Yeah. Which part's impossible to you?
Let me ask you this: where did the water go?
Mm-hmm.
3 stories worth of water.
Yeah, it went to the oceans. There's more than enough water on the planet now to flood the earth and 2 miles thick.
The oceans were completely empty. God brought the water, and that's the water in the ocean.
No, I don't mind teaching you guys a thing, but I probably would hold off on the being cynical if you haven't read it, because when you haven't read it and you don't know what it says, then it just kind of makes you look silly because you're attacking something that the Bible doesn't say.
I'm not attacking anything. I'm trying to have a conversation with you in earnest.
Why are you calling him silly when if evolution is false? Evolution is fact.
I know you want to talk. I know you want to talk. It's had been proven. You can jump in as soon as I'm done with him, and then I'll get to you, okay? But let's not be rude when somebody else was engaging. If you want to engage on topic, that's fine. But right now we're on the flood, and my man asked a question, so don't be rude. All right, so the Bible teaches that the land was founded upon the water. You can say you don't believe it, but you can't say the Bible doesn't teach it. It says in the book of Genesis that the dry land was founded upon the waters, meaning that there was a layer of water underneath the crust. The Bible says that during the Noah's flood, when it started to rain, it only rained for 40 days and for 40 nights, but the majority of the water come from underneath the crust of the earth because the water continued to rise for over 150 days. So it rained for 40 days and for 40 nights, but it says the fountains of the great deep was broken open, meaning the crust of the planet was broken and the water went from under the crust to on top of the crust. Okay, then in the book of Psalms it says, as the waters assuaged and went to the low places, the valleys sank down and the mountains arose. So the valleys sank down because there's no more water underneath the crust to support it. This causes the mountain ranges to shoot up and the valleys to sink down. So then when the valleys sink down, obviously the water goes to the low places and the mountains would shoot up. So if you're going to say that there's not enough water on the planet now to go over top of Mount Everest, I would agree with you. Mount Everest wasn't there. At the end of the flood, the mountains arose and the valleys sank down. Now, we can make some predictions off of the flood model if this happened, right? If this model is true, then I could predict that the mountain ranges will follow the coastlines. And that's exactly what we see. If you can just Google the mountain ranges of the planet, you'll see that 98% of them, there's only like 2 mountain ranges that don't follow the coastline.
Nah, I don't know if that's... I think that if you actually look at science would also be able to prove that. So you have 2 equal claims. I neither have any ultimate authority However, you did earlier mention that you believe in microevolution. However, have you ever heard of the term compounding? Have you heard that term before? Do you understand that term?
Yeah.
Do you think that if you were to imply that microevolutions compounded, could they cause the effects of differentiation of species?
Well, I don't have to worry about thinking about it because we've done testable, observable science on it, and the answer to that question is no.
Oh, you're such a
Oh my gosh. Is this what y'all got? Is this all
You're
you got? You just gonna cuss me out? I know.
You
Age.
die.
Yeah, you got nothing to say, man. This is evolutionists. You guys make the greatest content for me. You can't even have when somebody hates on your religious viewpoint, y'all don't talk about the God of evolution. You guys come up here and make fun of my God and call my Jesus everything in the world, said all this, that, and the third, and I never come at you guys sideways. I'll kick you or whatever, but if you make fun of evolution, you're gonna get cussed out. Act like children.